Hello, welcome to the update. I'm Susie Thompson. Paralympian Kurt Fearnley has been appointed chairman of the NDIA, which runs the National Disability Insurance Scheme. It's part of a move to refresh the board to better address the needs of people with disabilities. A new ad has been released by the Uluru Statement Group to support its push for a Voice to Parliament referendum. The History is Calling campaign aims to inform the public of how voting yes for a First Nations voice will give them a greater say in the country's affairs. It's been a rough start to trade on the Australian share market with a broad sell-off led by energy and mining stocks. More than $30 billion has been wiped from the value of the All Ords, which dropped 2% in the first hour. CommSec says high inflation and concerns about a global recession have spooked local investors. The Optus cyber attack has sparked an urgent push for new security measures to prevent further data theft. The federal government is poised to introduce new security measures, including informing banks about major breaches faster to prevent customer accounts from being accessed. The cost of some prescription medicines will be reduced under legislation being introduced to federal parliament this week. Drugs to treat stomach ulcers and bipolar disorder will come down by $12.50 per script to $40. Health Minister Mark Butler says it's the biggest cut to medicine prices in decades and the opposition should support it.
It is just so important that our government is getting on with the job of delivering on our promise to cut the cost of medicines.
Also in federal parliament this week, the government will be pushing for a national anti-corruption commission with legislation to be introduced as early as tomorrow. And more adults are moving home with their parents to combat cost of living pressures. Research from comparison site Finder shows 13% of people have either made the move in the past year or had an adult child return home. 3% made the decision because their rent had become unaffordable. In sport, Australia's Jack Miller has recorded his fourth win in MotoGP, taking out the Japan Grand Prix after coming back from 7th on the grid. The Opals have defeated Serbia by 15 points at the Women's Basketball World Cup. Our girls will tonight take on the undefeated Canadians. In entertainment news, it may have been 13 years since Avatar first hit cinemas, but a re-release of the original sci-fi flick has raked in $30 million at the global box office at the weekend. Disney released it in anticipation of the sequel, The Way of Water. And Post Malone has been forced to cancel a show in Boston as he struggles to recover from that stage fall where he broke 3 ribs. The singer broke the news to fans on social media just hours before he was due to go on, saying he had to go back to hospital. And that's the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you later on for another update. I'm Susie Thompson.